Hi, I'm Steve Richards. I'm here with Steve Klemke from the Wellness Division, and we're here to talk to you about a couple things today. First, proper form on the deadlift. Then we're going to talk about proper form on the overhead press. And then finally, we're going to go through some progressions for proper pull-ups. So Steve is going to demonstrate a proper deadlift form. We have very light weight on. Right now it's 65 pounds. And the first thing we're doing is we're lining our feet up. So he's got about a shoulder width, and a good way to line your feet up is have the smooth part of the bar and the knurling go over your foot. Steve is going to bend down, and what we want to do from this position is he's in a little bit more of a squat, so we're just going to have him raise his butt up just a little bit, and he's going to engage the hamstrings and keep his back flat. From here, he's going to lift up, raising the hips and the shoulders at the same time, and he's going to stand up. Now from this point, what we want to do is hinge at the waist and lower the bar down until he gets to the top of the knees, and then he's going to sit his butt back. Okay, so we're going to go through this one more time. He's going to lift straight up, keeping his back straight, and then on the way down, he's going to hinge at the waist and then bend at the knees. Now, some poor form that we see oftentimes when people deadlift, whether they're doing high reps or heavy weight, is they round their back, and that puts a ton of stress on the vertebrae, and you risk blowing out a disc or having some other significant back injury. So it's very important that we don't hyperextend or that we round the back. We want to keep this lumbar part of our spine completely flat. We want to engage our glutes, our abs, our lats, and our leg muscles while we deadlift. Next thing we're going to talk about is the overhead press. Again, Steve's using 65 pounds. The first thing we're going to do is talk about a couple of the faults that we see. And first thing is that people don't actually lift overhead. If you see Steve's lifting here, he's actually going forward, and it puts a ton of stress on the shoulder joint right here by having that weight away from the body. The second thing people do is they arch their back and they hyperextend, and the reason why they do this is because they're using their chest muscles to lift the bar up as opposed to their shoulders. But this puts a lot of strain on the low back, so what we want to do is we want to keep our torso completely in line. We want to flex our glutes and our core. We want to keep our back tight. We want to push our head out of the way and go straight overhead. If you see, the bar is in line with his shoulders, which is in line with his hips, which is in line with his ankles. That's good form. We're going to have Steve one more time. And from here, we want to have a very active shoulder. So what he's going to do is press this bar up as far as he can go. And you can see that this is a really stable position right here, and he can hang out here all day. The reason why this is important is when we raise ladders, if we're walking up a 35-foot ladder, we're going to be in that overhead position, or if we have a K12 tool while we're cutting a garage door or something like that, we're going to be in that overhead position, and we want to make sure that we're keeping our back and our core tight so we don't have any injuries. Next, we're going to go into some pull-up progressions. These are good to strengthen the shoulders as well as help you get a pull-up if you're unable to do pull-ups. So the first thing we're going to do is just use our shoulders and our lats just to pull up our body, just engage. This strengthens the whole shoulder girdle. Another way of thinking of this is instead of trying to pull your body up, is using your muscles to try and pull the bar down, if that makes sense to you. From this progression, if you are still unable to get a pull-up, we can utilize these bands, and we can do so just by wrapping them around the bar. And then we're able to stick our foot in here, and this band will assist us as we pull up. We have black bands, which take about 10 to 20 pounds off of our weight. We have the purple bands, which take about 20 to 40 pounds, and we have the green bands, which offer the most resistance, and they take about 50 to 75 pounds off of your body weight. Lastly, as we do a dead hang pull-up, Steve is first going to engage his shoulders and his back, and then he's going to pull all the way, chin over the bar, and then a nice controlled fashion on the way down. A lot of times we see people just drop from the pull-up bar, and that puts a ton of stress on our shoulders and ultimately can cause a shoulder injury in the long run. So we want controlled up and controlled on the way down. I hope these few pointers have helped you in both the deadlift, the overhead press, and the pull-up. As always, when you work out, please make sure that you're safe. We're working out to prevent injuries, not cause them. And be safe out there and have a good day.